Beauty Cats, it's Jessicat here from Jessicat's Medi-Spa with the lovely Amanda Cat.
Good morning.
And Amanda Cat here is part of our research and development team and is working to transition from the electrical muscle stimulation devices that we've been using, which are the Tua Trend devices. Yeah, and we've had great results with these, haven't we? And she has been transitioning to the MYOLIFT device, which is a well-known at-home true microcurrent muscle device. And there's a big difference, isn't there? Yeah. We introduced the Tua Trend electrical muscle stimulation therapy when you went to maintenance treatments every 2 months, didn't we? Yeah, and it was about an hour and a half of training. Yeah. And then you took over from there. How have you found this device?
I liked it because I didn't have to, after initially using it, I used it for a little while and I used it looking in a mirror. So I knew where to place the probes or whatever you call them.
The little hand pieces.
And once I'd got that figured out, I could do it watching the TV, so I loved it for that reason.
Now it's like second nature.
And I knew exactly where to place them. And I could read, I could watch TV. I didn't need to look at what I were doing. So I liked it for that, and I also liked the fact that I didn't have to put any goop on my face because you just dip the little
we just got to use water, don't we? And the only disposable or ongoing cost is the little pads, isn't it? And how long do these last?
I would say they last a few months. It depends on the weather as well, because if you leave them to dry out and they dry out quickly, they don't smell. Or if they get left to damp, they pong a bit. So
they can smell like arse.
Yeah, they do smell a bit gross. Yeah. I've had a few complaints in the bedroom about that.
Nice. So keeping a bottle of half white vinegar and half water, that's good to have around, isn't it? Because then we dry them completely, or as best we can, and then spray them with the white vinegar. Do you do that? Yeah. And that really helps.
Yeah, it does.
So we follow a routine or a system of 2 different facials, don't we? The 9-point lift and the 16-point lift. And so Jessicat has come up with her own way of using this device after using it for 3 months consistently. After this device was brought to my attention by a client who just offhandedly commented, you owning one of these devices for 10 years kept her off Botox, or kept her from needing Botox so much. So that's really what got my attention. Because as much as practitioners like myself usually prefer microcurrent muscle work, because it strengthens the muscles in a very different way. It's not a global way, so you don't get bulk so much in the muscle tissue. I liken it to comparing a Pilates body to a free weights body. So not a bodybuilder's body, but if you've ever seen body sculptors, you still get, the really muscular, peaky muscles, but of course the body shapers are less bulky than the bodybuilders, but your Pilates body is a more lengthened look, Like back when I was doing Pilates, even though I've got very bulky legs naturally, my muscles, even though I'd weigh the same, they looked longer, they looked leaner, So I think with microcurrent muscle therapy, we get a profound lift, or you certainly do with in-clinic treatments like Casey therapy. That's one of the most famous microcurrent muscle devices, in-clinic devices. It was made famous because Princess Di had treatments from a young age. Jennifer Lopez owns her own machine. I doubt she does her own treatments, but she's into microcurrent muscle therapy, and it gives us a sculpted and lifted look. And really we go around about things backwards, guys, because we should keep the muscles lifted, toned and full, and also experience the effects of the raising of ATP that also comes with microcurrent muscle therapy. All of my girls own a device that's specifically for this skin, because there's microcurrents for the skin, there's microcurrents for the muscles. Microcurrents for the muscles seem to also raise ATP levels within our skin cells, but microcurrents for the skin only raise ATP and will not lift, tone and sculpt the muscles. So if you see anybody selling a handheld device just with one hand and going on about profound lifting and sculpting of the muscles, be wary, ladies. In my experience, that's a load of rubbish, yeah? And what you need is a device, say like the MYOLIFT with the 2 prongs, and it's a device specifically created for lifting and holding the different muscle groups of the face to get that profound lifted and sculpted look. It's not going to come with a device, say like New Face, or is it New Skin? They talk a little bit about muscles with theirs, and in my experience that's just not the case. What you need is a device like this, or the devices that are handheld will raise your ATP levels, which is the ultimate in collagen elastin growth for at-home treatments, and should be used daily for 3 to 6 minutes, but will not lift and sculpt the muscles like a MYOLIFT device or like an electrical muscle stimulation device. So we use the electrical muscle stimulation device. So we use it a bit differently than the manufacturer's instructions. Did you play with the manufacturer's way of doing it? Did you read the...
No, I just
followed mine.
Yours. Yeah.
So I do believe you'd still get a fantastic lifting and toning effect. I'm going to include Romana from Tua Trend. She's our Perth distributor. She will be able to talk you through it, guys, if that's where you want to go. You'd still get a great result. It's just Jessicat clients get more help, yeah? And it's just from my experience with the device and wanting to be a know-it-all and get a more comprehensive treatment. So tell me about when you first started using this device.
That one?
Yep.
As in results, or as in how I found the machine?
How did you find it? Like, you went home from me after an hour and a half training session.
Initially, I wouldn't say difficult, but challenging, because getting it into the right places.
Yeah, they can move.
So that I found a little bit challenging, but like I said, once you get going with it, you just watch TV, or I'd like read a book, and I just knew exactly where the little
pads go.
So,
yeah. Did you ever zap yourself?
Oh yeah.
Is it the one under the eyes that you did?
Yeah. I
was
tried
it
on
you?
My husband, yeah.
To put it on your
flicks. No, it was not me.
Oh, okay.
I heard that story then.
Yeah.
It was not me.
You tried this on your husband?
I tried that on my husband, yeah, and it's like, yeah, I won't say on camera the words that came out with, but yeah. There were a few strong ones. It was like...
He felt it?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like you. You're supposed to slowly progress up, but I just sort of skipped a few to the hardcore. I'm ready for this.
Really high strength. Yeah, it's going to be better. Yes, usually.
Eyes flickering. Because my husband's like, this can't be good for you. It really can't be good for you.
You look like you're having a stroke. It's fine. It's going to make me beautiful.
Turn my page. Turn my page.
My husband says it.
Yeah.
We are raving loonies.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, just accept it.
Yeah.
We're nuts.
Yeah.
But it's a good kind of crazy.
It's good fun.
Yeah. We try to keep each other in check.
Yes. So no, I got to liking that because I could just do it easy peasy.
Yeah, it didn't take you long.
No.
Now, how many times a week do you use that device ongoing?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Amanda is very regimented in her at-home treatment routine.
Yeah. Muscles and mask, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Muscles and
mask.
Yep, so that's what mask?
My lead light.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what mask are you using? Still using the Adura one?
Yeah.
Aduro?
Yeah.
How long's that lasted?
I've had it since I came here, since I started.
So
probably,
over 2 years?
2 years. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And
So
I got 2.
You got 2 from the company?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I do it on my arms as well.
Right. Of course you did. Now they're quite expensive, aren't they? About $400 and something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Did you get a discount for getting 2?
No, because I got them in at separate times.
Separate times.
Yeah.
So guys, as great as the Aduro mask is, and it's an Australian company, I think, they're always sporting Delta Goodrum, using it and all that kind of thing. I no longer recommend those to my clients only because we have found they tend to fall apart after the year mark, the 1 year mark. And for how expensive they are, we can get other masks that are less comfortable a lot of the time because they're the hard masks. But for a couple $100, you can get a mask that lasts a good couple of years rather than the Aduro masks, which tend to break down and fall apart, and the company I have not found overly helpful at resolving issues. Basically, we're told tough cookies, you're lucky you got a year out of it, and if the on-off button tends to go inward, that's a wear and tear, or that's an issue that they don't want to take responsibility for, which is, that's not on.
They probably would tend to blame on everything's wear and tear, isn't it?
But after a year, when you've paid over $400 for a device, that's not on. So it's fantastic. Amanda shows us that the mask can last a lot longer than that. But what we want to do here is try to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly so that you can go off and make your own choices when purchasing equipment. I think that's really important.
You can get the same strength masks on eBay for
much less,
than $150.
well, stronger too.
Yeah.
And we've got our favourite at-home LED light device as well. Do you have a plate?
No, I didn't get one.
Okay. So there are other LED light devices on the market too, guys, say for growing plants indoors, but that's a whole other video. So you can do it cheaper. So Monday, Wednesday and Friday, did you say? That's EMS. Good. Electrical muscle stimulation devices. The reason why I believe they're not endorsed by highly qualified beauty professionals is because the results disappear very quickly. I do think that when I was using the electrical muscle stimulation device, I believe I got an even more profound effect than my in-clinic microcurrent muscle work. So more sculpting, more lifting. And I think it's because it gives you more bulk in areas like the cheekbones. But I think the dodgy or the scary thing about just buying electrical muscle stimulation devices off the internet willy-nilly and using them on your face is you need to consider if you build up too much bulk in muscles of the face, then you could end up much saggier. So it took me a long time to trust the electrical muscle stimulation technology of the Tua Trend. I used it myself for 3 months, and I used it because a UK client or a client from the UK brought it in and mentioned that it helped her to keep away from Botox for 10 years. So anything that does that is worth looking into.
Absolutely.
But I, of course, had feelings that it could make things worse, or that it was just full of crap and it wasn't going to do what true microcurrent therapy did. I was blown away because when I do this device religiously on a Sunday at Hyde Park, no makeup, hubby takes a photo from not a good angle, I don't have jowls. When I stick to my microcurrent muscle work, there's a lot less upkeep. I love it. It's held me together over the years. It got me off filler injectables at one point in my life, but the lift and the sculpting just isn't quite as profound, but you don't have all the upkeep as well.
Now, initially, I was scared shitless to use that because I sagged.
Because you lost.
I used that so much and loved it. And
so you lost the effect.
I lost the effect of that when I started that, and I nearly gave in. Because I thought, no way, I'm going back to that. I know it works.
And why did you lose the effect when you'd gone straight on to a true microcurrent?
Because I stopped using it for, was it I can't remember, like about 2 weeks. I think I didn't do any.
There was about a month, wasn't there, while you tried to nut out this baby?
So practicing on that, I only did that I didn't do that very much at first because I wanted the effects of that to, as much as I didn't want to. You don't want to let it go. No, I didn't want to let that go, but I needed to let that go so I knew that what was happening with this one, if that makes sense. And that's taken a lot of getting used to because that
It's a whole different way of doing it.
It is, and it does take longer. And I find that you can't do it without a mirror. You've got to
use a mirror.
Use a mirror. So
even while watching TV, you still need a mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really have to devote, when I do that, I have to devote my time to it. So I can't do anything else. And it's taken longer because I wasn't over keen on the instructions in the book. I found them
There's a lot.
Yeah, I found it hard to follow.
And it's quite comprehensive, isn't it?
It is.
But it's a lot.
It is, but I also found when I went on YouTube and found videos that were endorsed by the 7E Wellness, there were some good videos on there that I could follow easier than following the book.
Is it that blonde YouTuber? Because she seems amazing.
She is, but I found another one as well who has her own. The blonde one, she's a lady that just does it. She doesn't practice like you do, but there's another lady with dark hair and she actually has her own practice and works on clients.
Oh wow.
So
and she
does
uses
it herself and she uses that on clients.
This particular one, or their in clinic one?
No,
this
that
one.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, she uses that on clients. So I found hers pretty easy to follow as well. So I followed the blonde one first because she actually goes through the whole of the procedures in one video, whereas the other lady just does half the face, so that the video's shorter. But I still found hers
really
better
to follow along
with. Once I got used to where to place the probes.
Yeah.
And that was the hard bit as well, knowing where to place the probes, because it's different to that.
It's completely different.
Because you're just sitting those on your face, that there you're pinching and holding.
Yeah.
And when you're gooped up, it's knowing how much goop to put on your face, or you slide the probes all over your face. And it does take a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
But now I've got the hang of it. It were taking me over an hour to do.
Yep.
And now I can do it in between 30 and 40 minutes.
30 and 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so it took you about a month to get your head around, to find the right YouTube resources. So we're going to help you guys with that. And we'll find not just the blonde YouTuber and the dark-haired YouTuber, we'll find their names and links. Yes. And the resources are fantastic. But if you're new to microcurrent muscle therapy, and I must admit, looking at this device, it looks quite easy to use, but then the levels and the whole race education, I found it a bit confusing. It actually sat on my shelf for about a year before I handed it over to you guys. And it was because I came across a YouTuber and she was talking the way only a woman does when she's experienced the true microcurrent lift, that I looked back at it and thought, I've got to buy a whole lot of them, set you guys up and have you guys use it and then teach me. And I'm glad that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you get the lift?
It probably was using it well over a month, because I think it took me a month to actually get used.
So it took you a month to learn?
Yeah.
Yep. And then it was a month of using it consistently?
Yeah.
And did you get the same lift and sculpting as this?
Now I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I am. In fact, I'm probably getting more of a lift, especially around my, like, as soon as I've done my eyes, even if I go and look at, because I just use a small mirror on the bed, when I look in the big mirror in the bathroom, I'm like, wow, like, I look, my eyebrows go right up here. And they do drop a bit.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah. And I actually, I can feel it as well. It's almost like my muscles, I can feel that my muscles have tightened round here.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely getting the hang of it a lot better now.
And microcurrent muscle therapy also delivers a profound effect into the skin, because the skin and the muscles, they have a unique relationship on the face that they don't anywhere else on the body, guys. And this is why things like Botox are used. And it's because I think that you're feeling the effect on the skin, the raising of ATP levels, your skin cells going crazy, creating more collagen, elastin, plus you've got that lifting and toning of the muscles, and it's just more of a comprehensive treatment than something that just affects the muscles.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to improve blood flow, but it cannot compete with something that...
No, definitely. And it's just awesome that you can actually see the results as you're doing it.
Yeah.
As well.
Which spurs you on.
When you do the what do they call it? This bit here, the snarl.
Yeah.
So when you do the snarl and you hold it there and scoop around,
Yep.
you can actually, it literally stays there, up there. I mean, yeah, it does drop, but it doesn't drop. Every time I do it, it stays a little higher.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, dead impressed.
Yeah, it gets better and better. So did you work through, I think it was when I was looking at the ladies on YouTube, 60 days of doing a treatment every 2 to 3 days?
So it probably a little, it depends on how often you do it. It suggests for somebody of my age, so between 50 and 60 years old, to do 10 to 12 sessions, and then do your maintenance of 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
So that's awesome that you only have to do it every 4 to 6 weeks, but you can do it for longer.
That sounds like an in-clinic regime.
That's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically suggesting for my age, between 50 and 60, to do 10 to 12 goes at it.
Comprehensive treatments.
But you can go longer until you're happy with the results that you're getting, and then you can drop to maintenance. But you're not to go more than 3 months. If you go more than 3 months, you basically start
from scratch.
From scratch is what they suggest in the manual.
Okay, so if you go over a month without doing it, they're saying that you can just pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
I find that interesting. Yeah.
But and I'm not going to wait. No, you're not going to make me.
I know you're
not going to make me.
I can't start from scratch again.
You're not gonna,
she would, you know. I know you would.
Make me wait a month.
Yep. We're going to build on these results now.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So you can use this just every 3 to 4 weeks as a maintenance.
Once you're basically happy with, they suggest that you do, like for my age, 10 to 12 sessions of it.
And how many days in between?
Doing it once or twice a week. So definitely I've done it twice a week.
Yep.
And I'll probably do it twice a week for a little bit longer.
Yep.
Till I'm happy that I'm doing everything properly.
Yep.
And then I will cut back maybe to 2 weeks.
Yes, good girl.
Just to see.
Yeah. I wouldn't do any less than a treatment every 2 to 3 weeks, guys. Really, I'd stick with every 2 weeks. Yeah, and that's great news because I thought you had to do one every 2 to 3 days for 60 days because I thought that blonde YouTuber was endorsing that.
I can't remember. To be honest, I can't remember what she said, but going by the manual, that's they're giving on page 21.
Yep,
the manual.
She even knows.
On page 21 of the manual, it gives you your age ranges of what they suggest that you do. And in my age range, that's what they suggest.
10 to 12 treatments done.
Which would probably, so if you did it weekly, would take 3 months anyway, because that's like, that's 3 months anyway. So.
And then your maintenance is every 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, don't push it to 4. No. That's fantastic. Yeah. Because when I move Amanda to her next device, I believe we're going to get a far more profound effect because of the caliber of the device. It's just next generation. You know how this is one current and it's split between your 2 prongs. The devices that we're going to be moving on to, which are also at-home devices, but they will cost you between $500 and $600. They're actually from America. They have 4 channels of current.
Wow.
Yes. And what that says to me is my worry is an at-home microcurrent muscle device. It's possible that your own current could cancel out all the good work that does. And you wouldn't know. You'd be doing everything right and you just go, oh, bugger it, this isn't working. Yeah. Now, it's obviously not done that with you because you've seen a profound lifting and sculpting effect. Now, with our in-clinic devices, whether they be a Bio Ultimate Platinum like the one I use or a KC device, our devices, they register that your natural current, because that's what microcurrent muscle therapy is. It mimics a current already running through your body. So we're just like little batteries, you know, with electrical. I mean, Amanda's a nurse, so she gets that, you know, your brain talks to your nerve endings and that's a signal and it's all electrical pulses, isn't it? Yeah. So microcurrent muscle therapy, it mimics a current already running through your body. But if your current is such that it cancels out the effects from a microcurrent device, it says to me that your cheaper devices, that's where it could happen. Whereas if you have a more higher caliber device, and certainly something that has 4 channels of current, that's going to be impossible. And we want as much bang for our buck as possible, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got clients that come to me regularly for microcurrent muscle work. They come every month. I take care of everything for them. But I've got many clients like Amanda who take care of their own muscle work. And that's just the icing on the cake, isn't it? That's how we get that true facelift of the future, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, that's where we get the non-surgical facelift, guys. It's not just skin, it's also muscle, and I become very disappointed when I hear professionals such as plastic surgeons just offhandedly say that doesn't work, because that doesn't friggin' make sense, does it? No. The muscles shrink.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's they go hand in hand. You've got to get your thick skin and work with your muscles as well.
That's right.
Because your muscles sag as you age. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there's still the component of fat loss on our faces, which there's nothing we can bloody do about it. Carrying an extra couple of kilos doesn't work a lot of the time. Yeah, just but we can do something about the muscles, we can do something about the skin, and really we need to overdo those components, don't we? Yeah, because we've lost the fat on the face. And what I want is to empower women as mere mortal women, looking at women like Jennifer Lopez. It's layers, guys. It's layers of technology and care that goes on and creates that picture. Now, we can have some of it. We don't want to just think, oh, we're going to use Christy Brinkley's skincare and then we're going to look like her. Duh. That's just silly. But we also need to, we can be doing microcurrent muscle work, use a little bit of injectables, keep the skin thick, strong and healthy. You don't have to use injectables. But of course, the whole point of keeping the skin thick, strong and healthy and the muscles lifted, toned and sculpted is so that it lessens our need for things like injectable therapy, so that we can keep them under control or we can avoid using them. But if we want a more perfect look, we understand that it's those layers, it's muscle, it's skin, it's possibly having that tweak of plastic surgery, and then things can be going on behind the scenes, such as a starlet saying she doesn't have any help from things like Botox and fillers. But if she's having the help of something like fat transfer and it's done well, it's undetectable. And it's information, isn't it? Information is power, and yeah, we want to be realistic about what we can achieve. And if we know those integral building blocks, it's helpful.
And we don't have makeup artists and fantastic camera work either.
That's right. Lighting and camera, it's still a big thing. Yeah.
We just have our iPhones.
Yeah, that's right. And a bit of help from lighting, and to try and learn to use our expensive camera. Yeah, that's all helpful. So microcurrent muscle work, superior to something like electrical muscle stimulation devices, but they are easy to use, and they give an amazing lift. The MYOLIFT, should we give it a big thumbs up as far as? Yep. But we are going to be moving on to other technology, and we'll share that information with you in the future. And a big thank you for Amanda for sitting here for this long tirade of information.
You're welcome.
And you're welcome. It's sharing, right?
Yeah.
Jessicat's Medi-Spa. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yes.